We will now remind people that Trump will face several other court battles in the coming months. The Supreme Court this week hears arguments about whether Colorado can take him off the ballot altogether. Trump is accused of falsifying records in connection to hush money payments to a porn star, Stormy Daniels. That trial set to start in New York next month. In May, his classified documents trial is scheduled to begin, and the proposed start date of his Georgia election interference trial is set for August. Professor David Schultz at the University of Minnesota is an expert in constitutional law, and I hope doing a much better job of keeping up with this than most of us as we continue to see these rulings and these cases pile up. I want to take up that issue, though, of what this means constitutionally. Quite a rebuke from the judges, writing that former President Trump lacked any lawful discretionary authority to defy federal criminal law and is answerable in court for his conduct. Is there anything in this ruling that surprised you? And that includes that very unequivocal language.
No, first off, nothing surprised me. And I've read the opinion today. My students right now, I'm out of class, they're reading the opinion at this point too. And when we read it through, it's a pretty strong rebuke. It addresses every one of these questions. It addresses questions in terms of, for example, saying that no, this won't inhibit presidents from acting. Facing possible criminal charges means what? It's going to keep presidents in line so that they won't do bad things. They address the question in terms of saying that this is necessary to promote the structure of democracy in terms of holding former presidents accountable. On every score, they addressed all the points that the Trump campaign, or rather the Trump legal team made, and rejected him. So it's a pretty powerful opinion at this point. And the question becomes, as you pointed out, where does Trump and his legal team go next?
And that goes to timeline. By the way, I'm heartened to hear that future lawyers and judges are going through this development in real time. But the president is going to appeal, and he says he will appeal. Can the Supreme Court at this point in time, just decline to take this up if that's the way he goes? And again, I go to that old cliche, is justice delayed, not justice denied here? The delay tactics have worked quite well so far.
Well, first off, for the Supreme Court, they don't have to take this case. It's going to take 4 justices to agree to want to hear the case. And I have a suspicion that the Supreme Court may choose not to take this case because this is an unusual appeal. Generally, when you're facing a criminal trial, you can't appeal the case until after a verdict has been rendered. What happened here was something called an interlocutory appeal, basically an appeal pending a trial court. What I think the Supreme Court might do at this point is to say, we're going to send this back to district court. District court, hold the trial. If, in fact, Trump is acquitted, then we don't have to deal with this issue. If he's convicted, then we may take this up at a later point. So I think the Supreme Court has an out on this. But I also think what the Trump campaign and what the Trump legal team has to worry about is if they keep pushing this stuff, pushing it far enough, they might push some of these cases to where they're actually taking place starting or potentially rendering verdicts in October. And we always like to talk about what the October surprise. The October surprise could very well be within a matter of a couple of weeks of the election, a verdict comes down. So don't always wish for something because you might actually get it.
No, I hear you. They're taking a risk with this. And thankfully, we do have you on hand because we do need to discuss, the legal lineup here. Upcoming on Thursday, the Supreme Court will hear arguments in the case questioning whether Colorado's highest court has the right to remove Trump from the ballot, given, again, his actions on January 6th. When you look ahead to those arguments before the Supreme Court on Thursday, what stands out to you about that case?
That one, I think the Trump campaign or the Trump legal team, I think has a better chance of winning that case. And I think, again, what the court's going to try to do is decide not to decide. And what I mean by that, they're going to try to find a way to probably rule in favor of Donald Trump, but without reaching the merits of a decision in terms of did he engage in insurrection or not. What I think the court is going to do is to say that Congress has to pass legislation, what's called enabling legislation, before any state can take any kind of action. This is a Roberts Court that I think that really, at least the Chief Justice, doesn't want to get involved in these kind of issues like that. He wants to take the court out of politics. And I think for many of us, including the Roberts Court, they remember 24 years ago when the Supreme Court decided Bush v. Gore, and that decided a presidential election. I don't think they want to be enmeshed in that type of criticism again. So look to see, I think, come Thursday, and we'll get hints of it in the oral arguments, the court looking for a way to get out of it.
Right. At this point, they want democracy to be able to, go to its logical conclusion, leave the candidate on the ballot. Professor David Schultz, thanks so much for taking time out of your class. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Now, to another story that we've been following here. Prince Harry is now in the UK a day after his father's cancer diagnosis was made public. Now, the Duke of Sussex was traveling in a black SUV